Hey, what's going on, guys? Claytano here. Thanks so much for tuning in. So, I'm trying to think what I want to do today. I know I had a couple of requests of people asking what my runes are because I'm an idiot and I was doing arena with my monsters and everybody's like, whoa, that's really cool, but guess what? You didn't show us your runes. So, I figured I'd show runes, maybe do some Guild Wars if I'm feeling a little frisky. Probably just run through my wings and talk a little bit about runes and what you should be really thinking about when it comes to them, because it's a freaking scientific strategy behind each rune, and it's really ridiculous that it's like so hard to do, and it hurts your brain. Well, I don't know if it hurts your brain, but it definitely hurts my brain sometimes, and I wish I had a bigger brain to wrap my head around these sometimes. But here we go. So I guarantee you, if you look at any one of my monsters, you'll think, what the actual fuck is he talking about? Like, what is he doing with his life? Because my runes look like they're garbage. First of all, why the hell do I have Arena runed? Yeah, that's a good question. She's runed really, really well, like about as well as you can make Arena, and it is HP, 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 Revenge, Despair, and she is such a letdown, man. Like, I don't know. My original goal was to slow down attacks coming in during rush hour with her, and then like pair her with my Darien and like, you know, a couple other peeps. And it worked for like the first week, but then the second week, like, everybody had Renas and everybody had counters for Renas, and like she was obsolete again. So yeah, first of all, why do I have Arena runes? Well, she's getting unruined on Saturday. And my Tyron is ruined really weird as well. He's 187 speed, which is really, really slow. Just because I want my Juno to go before him with the speed buff. Like, he's got 5 more speed than Juno does, so his leader skill is gonna boost up more speed on Tyron than it will on Juno. So like, having them both together with Tyron lead, like, he needs to be a lot slower. Not a lot slower, but like more than at least 1 speed slower than Juno. Otherwise he'll go ahead of her, even if he has technically more total speed together. He'll still probably go, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though even though Juno is 199 speed and Tyron is 187 speed, if Tyron was 187 and 199, okay, that's not even close. But if Tyron was 190, let's say Tyron was 198 speed, he would still go before Juno at 199 speed, just because his base speed is faster. That's what I'm trying to say. But he's a lot slower. I think I tried to do something. Yeah, I tried to put more HP on him. He's ruined really horribly. Don't, please guys, unless I tell you to copy my rune build, don't, because every single one of my monsters, the way they're runed is just so specific, like speed tuned and really just specific to one certain role. And you're probably thinking like, what is going on? Sigmar's unruined. This person, Mi Yang, dude, what a waste of a 6-star, right? Unruined. Konamiya is ruined for strictly raids. I have her with resistance, so that way she can buff more. And then I have HP, speed, which isn't even maxed yet. And I at least need to plus 12 my runes as soon as I get some money, which I just spent all my mana on not 6-star, but plus 15ing this rune, because I was really getting mad and I was just like, you know, screw it, I'm gonna just power up 10 times until this works. And I know I said in like one of my other videos that you should always keep at least 500k. Well, I broke that rule because I was getting mad and I rage powered up. So that's that. But anyway, Konamiya, yeah, speed, HP, resistance. And she's not 100% resistance now, but once I get a couple more skill ups into this rune, she will be. Just offset though, like what am I going to use a despair resistance rune for? Nothing really comes to mind at the beginning, so she'll be fine like this for raids. That's the only thing that I use her for. Orion is like leftover runes on him, so like speed 10, HP with no speed on him, and then like just random speed runes that I had left over from my previous Bernard runes. I mean, decent HP, like 23k, 24k isn't bad, and then having 226 speed though on Swift is pretty bad. Like it's slow. I don't really use Orion for anything, so it's okay. And I'm probably just gonna strip the runes come Saturday as well, just so that way I can have these available, like maybe these 2 runes available for a different monster that I can use in other dungeons. Typically with dungeon monsters, I don't mind using offset runes, or like runes that aren't Nemesis, Revenge, Will, you know, the main, or Shield, like the main ones that do a lot of, you know, different abilities where they just like do, you know, defense. Those are the types of runes that I use for my my dungeon running monsters, because they don't really matter too much, except for Necropolis. Obviously you want like Revenge on a few of those monsters, but even then, like, you don't have to have, it's not a requirement. So Gallion, dude, people look at my Gallion, they're like, what the hell, man? He's actually, if you look at his individual runes, they're actually pretty sick. I mean, this rune is 22% attack with crit rate, crit damage. Resistance kind of weird, but you know, you can switch those out now. And then this one here has been taking me a while to get, but 17% accuracy for him is really important. Plus the attack percent's always good. And then I did HP on this one, but it has 23% attack, and it has 10 speed and 6% crit rate and 5% crit damage. Like, that's a really good rune right there. So I mean, I had that on him because it makes him a little bit tankier, and he can withstand a couple Theo hits before he goes down. But his speed is tuned precisely, like to a T, with my other monsters, and he needs to be on Shield, Will to work in my AD. Obviously, if I had different runes where I can rune them, like attack HP on all the monsters that I have in my AO, then they might, like, I don't know, attack crit damage HP. I might be able to get rid of will runes. I mean, not will runes, but shield runes. But for right now, I'll just go ahead and use the shield runes because they're pretty sick, especially like going against Orions where they remove one buff. Having will runes and shield runes, it fixes, you know, if Orion happens to remove one and not the other, we still at least have one buff on me that we can still use for, you know, doing stuff. You know, just these, the 1, 3, 5 slot are just calibrated runes to try to boost up the rest of the stats as much as possible. So that's where those come from. My Chandra, dude, I don't use my Chandra for anything. I just wanted to see as much HP that I could get on him, and I have about 47,000 right now. I originally had a lot more with a different one slot rune. I think I had, it was either this rune with 16%, or it might have been, yeah, it was this rune with 27%. So that rune was on Chandra. He had over 52,000 HP base, and then if I'd put him with like what's his name, Vermos, then it would have been, you know, over, almost pushing 60k with my buildings included. So it was pretty cool to see, but like his runes just like don't help him out at all. Like if he's not on Violent, like he's not viable for anything. And I mean, even on Violent, he's really not viable for anything anyway. He's just like a wasted 6-star, and I mean, I wish he was better. Freaking defend, man. Hug. They changed the name, like change the skill. Don't change the name, change the skill. Thank you. Shout out, call to us. So here's my Zyros, guys. Zyros. I will continue to call him Zyros. I'm not gonna fall into the Zyros bandwagon. So he's Zyros, and he's runed attack, crit rate, HP. So his HP is actually pretty decent, as you can see. His attack is not the greatest, but his speed is pretty sick. To have these stats included with that speed, it's pretty good. So the reason why I can do that is because I have this rune here with 15 speed. It has beautiful HP and attack and crit rate and accuracy, everything that I want on my Zyros. Really can't go wrong with this rune. It's so beautiful. This rune here, it can get better, and what I actually want to do is change out this rune because it doesn't really have any stats that can help him with this rune right here on Saturday. 21% crit damage, 4 speed, 5 accuracy, so I only lose 1 speed to put that rune on Zyros, and then probably switch that one over to Darien so that way he's a little bit tankier. So I'm going to make that move. And then this rune, wait, oops, let's go back to Zyros. This rune here, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, HP, and I wish that was speed, but I'm gonna switch that once I get an enchantment stone. I'm gonna switch that over to speed so he has a little bit more. But these are, again, all stats that he needs, that I want on my Zyros. So can't go wrong with that one either. That's why I picked crit rate over crit damage, because some of my crit damage violent runes, like they're not that good. I mean, this one just has 6% crit rate and some attack percent, which is, it's decent, but like all these other stats, like having that 15% accuracy, having that crit damage at 11%, having that HP at 12%, it helps out so much to have like every single slot utilized. So this rune too is pretty decent, having 4% HP, crit rate, speed, accuracy. Resistance, that's the only weird one here. Like if it was crit damage, it'd probably be a little bit better, but still not a bad rune. It's got all the stats that I'm looking for. And then this rune as well, 21 speed, crit damage, HP, defense, like that. This is a sick rune, and the reason why I went with crit rate instead of crit damage is because if this was, say this was crit rate instead of crit damage, I may have, you know, thought about going crit damage slot 4, but with him not having really, with me not really having the runes to support a crit damage 4 slot, this still works just fine, and it's way more consistent than having like a crit damage Zyros with 150% crit or more and only 75% crit rate. So it's more consistent, and that's what I really want to go for. I don't want to be missing crit rates all the time. So this is the only rune though that I really want to. These two runes, they're not very good for my Zyros. 14 speed is about all it has, but I know I can get better than that, and that's only a +1 on that little enchantment there. So it originally had 13 speed, now it has 14 speed, which is ridiculously stupid, but it was just like a green speed rune, so I just threw it on there because I wanted to get him a little bit faster. But yeah, these two runes I want to get rid of for something better, but everything else is like beautiful. Like I really like the way he's runed with all those other things. And then I went back and forth with HP and attack, and I really think I like him better with HP. So I think I'm going to keep him that way. He does horrible, god-awful damage though, without him being the attack leader, without a Gallion and defense break. Like it's like 4,000 damage, but then with everything combined, it's like 20,000 HP. Why am I saying HP? But it's 20,000 damage, which is all I need. All I need. Then here's my Juno. Really don't copy her build. Like, I don't have her runed the way I want her to be. She's just runed right now for the time being while I wait for next Saturday. I almost had her de-runed at one point, and within the past rune removal to this rune removal, I just threw runes on her to see what I can do as far as the things go. This has 22 speed on it, which is kind of nice. That's why I paired it with this. So that way she has decent, well, I guess she doesn't have decent crit rate. I thought she had more than that. More than 13%, 37% crit rate, whatever. Yeah, so I thought she had more than that, but I wanted her to be a little bit tankier at 22,000 HP. Other than that, I mean, nothing special about her. I wanted her to either be Will, Nemesis, or Revenge, and I wasn't able to do either of them because they're on other people that I need to de-rune. Moving on to Verile, I don't even want to show you guys his stats again. He's not somebody that I'm proud of the way he's runed. 64 speed, that's horrible. Like how am I looking over my runes, man? I feel like I suck. I really suck at this game. Man, I have a lot to do next week for sure. This is bad. Arnold, of course, de-runed. She's not even ruined well, man. What happens is on rune removal day, everything is like boom, like set in stone. I'm like, yeah, these are really good runes. Awesome placement for all these monsters. This is cool. I'm in a good spot. And then somewhere between that day and the next day, I'm like, wow, like where did I go wrong? Where did I remove runes from this person and put them on someone else? And you know, all this other crap that I'm like, this is scary, like really, really scary. So she's, yeah, bad. There's not one rune on her that's really decent. What I wanted to do though is I wanted to make Tosi down here, I wanted to make him Violent Will. So get rid of these 4 runes here and then put Tosi on Violent Will and then use these for like dungeon running monsters because these are really good runes. We'll get down there in just a second, but yeah, so I was just gonna switch that out so that way it got the speed, blah blah blah, you know. Anyway, nothing too crazy on Hua. Don't match her build. She was originally for Necro, now she's like trying to be somebody else for raids and whatnot. Unruned, like accuracy, speed, just like random runes on him. And then unruned as well. Tessarian runed for raids, which isn't really runed for raids. Again, don't copy this build. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. So I'm showing you these runes, by the way, before rune removal, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to change them to and my thought process behind changing them next week. But really just wanted to have him have a little bit of a defense so that way he can survive front row on raids. And Spectra is decently runed. I took some damage off of her, or him. I think I got in trouble for calling Bernard or her, and so I'll make sure I call Spectra a guy. 227 speed, like you can do that easily with Swift runes because his base HP, fuck dude, his base speed is so freaking high, like it's ridiculous. So anyway, nothing special, just leftover runes from Bernard as well and some crit rate here. Accuracy. The main thing I was going for is accuracy, crit rate, and speed. That's it. That's all I needed. Chloe's unruned. Lucian. Blade, Rage. I think I went over this last video. Just like making sure that I have all the right stats on all the right runes. I mean, decent stats. Especially once I get this one maxed out, he'll have pretty decent stats. Bernard, slow as hell, 161, or I'm sorry, 261. But then, as you can see, I don't know if you guys remembered or not, but in last video I had him at 100% resist, so I switched that over to 73% accuracy with just this rune here, and same speed though. And he's doing a little bit better. My giants runs are a little bit better. Lucian. I don't like this Lucian. I'm gonna fix this Lucian. Not tomorrow, but next week as well. Not a fan of this guy. I just don't like the speed on slot 2 because I don't use speed Lucians, so what's the point of having speed in slot 2? This Lucian here actually is faster is faster than this Lucian here, who has speed slot 2. Like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Anyway, moving on. Chaesoon, 91% resist, 29,000 HP, 28,000 HP, 161 speed, violent, nemesis. My nemesis runes are bad, that's why I'm trying to work on a necro team to beat that. I like this rune. Yeah, this rune was fun. HP 25%, blah 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 blah. So, on to my Triton. My Triton was getting some, questions like, hey, what's your speed on your Triton? And it's not good. It is 166. So wait, let's go back to Gallion. What was Gallion? 165. Triton's 166. And then remember there was the gap, if you guys were watching my other videos, I had a gap between these two and these two because I switched out the HP rune I switched out an attack rune for the HP rune, which dropped it down by about 8 speed, and I didn't change these guys to match. So 157, and right after, shortly after, 155. So as you can see, these guys are slacking on the speed, and I need to bump those big boys up or lower these back down to match, because all in all 8 speed isn't really going to make too much of a difference. So but he is runed very strangely, just as support with offset despair, so bad. But I'll show you guys why they're offset despair, because this speed 39, accuracy 17%, that's all I really cared about. Crit damage is just a bonus. What the fuck is that? That is a bad rune. So this is what I have this rune here for, because it's 31% accuracy. Like, how could you not have that? HP 8%, crit damage, crit rate. How would you not want that rune? That's why it's there. And I have to have will, because of the AO that I run. Crit rate, not my greatest hour. And then 4 speed, just because I had to have 4 speed, because that matches with my Gallion runes the best. But before we go into this 29% defense, HP percent, attack 13% rune, what I wanted to do, or what I always do every rune removal, I make my Zyros the best I can. I make his speed the best that I can, because that's who I'm basing my AO off of. So once he's runed and finished, then I figure out how am I going to rune my other monsters to coincide with Zyros. So then I look at my Triton first and I say, okay, well, Zyros is there. I need to have my Triton go there, but then guess what? Gallion needs to go in between them, so Gallion would be the next one that gets speed calibrated with the Zyros, where if he goes down 1 speed, then he's hitting after Zyros, but if he goes up 1 speed, then he's hitting right before Zyros, and that's what I want to be, where it's that 1 speed difference that flips it either way, because that's the least way that you're going to get interrupted that way. And then after I do Gallion, then I switch to Triton, and I make sure that I'm on that 1 speed where I switch either way, where he's either going before Gallion or after Gallion, and then I switch it back up to going before Gallion, and then that's just what the runes land on for that time. And that's why I don't really plus 12 a lot of runes that are 135, is because they're always changing out to try to match the speed with my other monsters. And if I have a decent rune though, like I don't mind getting it plus 12, but if it's not a decent rune, I feel like it's a waste of mana to do it, which may not always be a good decision. I should probably just invest and do it because it might be on there for a while. You know, so just little tidbits there. 29% defense, that's why I have that here. He's a defense monster, so he scales well off of defense, and to have, you know, defense here and then defense here, it's really good. Escher, basically unruned. He's just holding some runes. Basically unruned. I don't really need Bella until I start doing, well, I guess raids she'd be good in, so maybe I should put a rune back on her. Maybe I'll give her Rena's rune or something like that. And then Tosi though, Tosi's not too important of going right after Zyros, because after Zyros goes, it's pretty much GG. Like he'll take half of the HP and then reset all the skills, and then Tosi just comes and cleans up. But I do want Tosi to be as close to Zyros as possible. So right now he's at 155, which is like 2 speed off. But he's attack, crit rate, attack as well. But his crit rate is way over 100%. I don't want that, because that's wasted percentage there. He's like 112% or more. Like you don't need 112% crit rate. 100% is the highest you can go. So I'm not sure where that's coming from, but I can't really switch any runes around just yet until I get some violent in here with some speed and kind of switch that around. So I'll be working on that though. I think it'll be pretty easy to do. This rune though is super epic. As you can see, it's like attack percent, speed 20, crit damage 11, HP 12%. It's dope. I'm not gonna lie. I like that rune a lot, but it's vampire. Dumb. Crit damage 24%, speed, blah blah blah. Have to have the will runes on there, otherwise I'm not doing anything with my life. But yeah, basic stats here. I mean, you guys see in some of my previous videos, he does about 30k damage on his AoE, which is pretty decent. Did I show you guys my Darian runes? Yeah, I showed you that one. I showed you this one because I just ruined that one. I mean, nothing too crazy here. Just focusing on HP percent, speed, maybe some crit rate here or there. He's unruned. Don't even look at those. He's unruned. I don't even want to look at these. Yeah. So he's unruned. He's unruned. Ran's runed, supposedly. Attack, crit damage, attack. Yeah, basic. Guess what? 0 speed. Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? 0 speed. Well, he's for Necro anyway, or she's for Necro, so that's good. I don't mind having 0 speed. I just focus on other stats, so that's all that matters there. She's unruned. Oh wait, no, she's ruined. Because I was testing some stuff for dragons. Didn't work out too well. He has some... I guess he's just got some filler runes right there. Maybe possibilities for him for raids. Do I need to get into my 5 stars? No, but these guys are holding some pretty good runes. 200% crit rate and doesn't even have, or crit damage and doesn't even have a 6 slot freaking thing. Are you kidding me? 6 slot rune? But it comes from here, like 25% crit damage is dope. 6% crit damage, 19%, 20%. That's dope. Dope. Alright. So that's it. You guys saw my runes there. Do I want to make the video much longer? No. Let's just stop here. Let's stop here. But, I mean, I had some sushi tonight. Pretty stuffed. Sorry if this wasn't super like exciting. And I promise that I'll make an exciting video here pretty soon. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this as far as like educational purposes, and maybe just have it like playing in the background while you're just like autoing dragons or something. Because that's what I do when I auto at home. I just like sit and listen to like stuff in the background, like maybe Discord or something with like Scat Fetus and OMG Bomber and like all these other guys that know a lot about the game, and that's what I learned a lot of my information from. And what I suggest for you guys to do, if you haven't already, find a mentor that knows about the game, like that knows. They may not even have to be G3, but like there's a lot of players out there that know a lot about the game that aren't G3. Like my first mentor was a guy by the name of Aranoa, and then he switched his name to Ari Heart Yuki, and he was like a super awesome mentor. He runs R5 raids on the daily basis like it's nothing, and he doesn't play arena very often, so he's like G1-ish, but he was my original mentor. He was back playing in the day like G3 against you know, Jim Hartney and all those other legends of the game, Pensol, and like all these other crazy guys, and he was competing with them G3. And that's, I joined his guild because I wanted him to teach me about Summoner's War when I was, you know, just brand new level 40. And the funny thing is, I thought I was so good at the game. I was like, I'm like getting to late game, aren't I? And I thought I was like close to late game, and I was not even close. Like it was just, I thought for sure that I should be like a Guardian player at that time when I wasn't. I was barely hitting C2, C3, barely. And I thought I knew so much about the game, but after getting a mentor, I realized that there is a whole different perspective about it. So I definitely recommend getting a mentor. You know, you guys will learn a lot from them. And my new mentor now is Scat Fetus, so if you want to be the best, learn from the best. And I mean, he's definitely one of the best players in the game right now. I don't think anybody has anything against that or can say anything against that. He's pretty much got the game figured out for the most part. And you know, if you guys are lucky enough to find someone like that, I definitely recommend it, because it's gonna help you guys progress, and it's gonna teach you guys more and more, and eventually the grasshopper becomes the master and you beat Scat Fetus on a regular basis. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's still like up there, and I can't compete with him too often. He has never lost to my arena. Well, no, he has lost to my arena defense. He disconnected, and I made fun of him for it for like an hour. But anyway, definitely do that, guys. If there's one piece of advice that you can get that's useful out of this entire video, find someone that can help you out. Find someone that has the time to help you out. I try to make videos so that way I can help out a broad scale of people, but like one-on-one mentoring, I still have so much to learn about the game that, you know, I can relay as much information to it about it that I know as a G3 player, but there's still so much that separates G3 from top 10 and top 10 from top 5, and it's just it's ridiculous. So find a mentor, learn from him, do what you can. Other than that, guys, thank you again so much. And stay tuned tomorrow because I think we might have a special video coming out for you guys. And I mean we as in me and my fiance. I'm trying to get her to do something for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, thank you. Stay soupy. Bye. Love you guys so much to the death. You know, hearts for days. Hearts for days. Stuff. Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to see my previous video, click on the link. Also, the links for my Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter will be in the description. And if you prescribe, I'll send you a t-shirt when I hit 5,000 subs. As always, stay soupy and don't be a potato.